Welcome once again, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Dynamite DnD. I am Steve. I am the Dungeon Master. I'm welcoming you to this little corner of the internet, one of the most technologically advanced Dungeons & Dragons live stream on the net. We're going to go around the table really fast and introduce everybody in one hot second. Cue the music! We're going to start off with Paige.
I'm Paige. I dyed my hair blue since you saw me last time on this stream. And my character's name is Idunn, Corpse Knotter. She's a Barbarian level 6 Goliath, so she's big and a little bit blue.
Paige Law playing Idunn, Corpse Knotter, the Goliath Barbarian. Moving on up the one, Sam. Say hi, Sam.
Hello everyone, I am Sam Hears, and today I'll be playing as Robair Ribbons, Genasi, and Ranger Extraordinaire, part-time Monster Slayer. Thanks for having me.
I always say full-time Monster Slayer. Never a dull moment when you're slaying monsters. Next up, we have Erin. Say hi, Erin.
Hi, Erin. My name is Korv in character, and I'm a bard. I'm very young, but I'm getting much more mature with every passing day that goes. And I'm an Aarakocra, if you couldn't tell, in fantasy world. And I hope you guys have a good time.
Last but not least, the one, the only, Curley. Say hi, Curley.
Hey everybody, I'm Hazel. I'm playing as Hazel today, a level 6 sorceress. She's amazing, and she looks screen accurate to me.
Last time on Dynamite D&D, our adventurers finally confronted the head of the witnesses. The adventurers started out in the Casino Regal, where they were following the head of the witness, Dorotia Rubiechnik. Idunn attempted a bit of espionage and intrigue and mind reading that didn't go so well and ended up getting her kicked out of the casino. But that did not stop the group. Hazel went to Thalia and gave Thalia the information that her father, Thalias, was actually involved with the witnesses. Thalia had trouble believing it and said that she needed hard, fast proof that her father was involved. And so she told everybody to get her proof, and if they could come up with concrete proof, she would help them in any way possible. In order to try and find some proof, Korv and Idunn went to see the mayor to try and set up a meeting between Thalia and Riven Heath. They had the original idea to corner Riven Heath and get him to confess. However, their meeting never happened because Robair went over to the temple and started talking to the head priestess. The head priestess confessed that Thalios Dearheart, Thalia's father, confessed in her a long time ago. He was a devout follower of the church. He confessed to her how he started up the Witnesses Crime Syndicate and how he wanted to keep his daughter away from it all and keep the illusion that he was a good man, honest man, and that's why he set up the shop where Thalia works now. But it was built on a foundation of blood. He started up the Witnesses Crime Syndicate and kept his daughter at arm's length. His wife eventually succumbed to a strange illness, and so he had to protect his daughter at all costs. When he himself contracted that very same illness, he knew that he had to set up his daughter to be okay for the rest of her life. So he started the shop and set up a trust fund, confided in the head priestess of the temple, and asked her never to reveal his terrible secret to preserve her innocence and keep the illusion that her father was a good man. The words of Robair, however, swayed her to break that promise because the threat of impending war would save more lives, and it was worth it more to her than preserving the innocence of one Thalia Dearheart. So, while Robair and the rest grabbed Thalia and took her over to the temple, Robair said, "Hey, Hazel, go get Murphy's boat out of Hawk because we don't know if we're going to need him or not." Hazel went over to the docks and started getting Murphy's boat out of Hawk from the impound lot. The harbor master, Mergen Balk, a known member of the Witnesses, captured Hazel, threw a sack over her head, which was coated in a sleeping agent, and Hazel was out of the picture. Damn. When the rest of the party was like, okay, we got Thalia on her side, she says we're going to march in and she's going to wrest control from Dorotia, take control of the Witnesses herself and disband it from within. Everybody's wondering, where's Hazel? Oh, I guess we sent her to Old Man Murphy's. We better go get her. Korv flew ahead of everybody else, wanting to expedite the process, landed at the docks before Idunn and Robair. A dock worker said, "Oh, you're looking for Hazel? Yeah, she went into the harbor master's office. Come right this way." Korv was also captured, much in the same fashion as Hazel. You see, the witnesses had put out a search warrant, as it were, for the party because Dorothea knew that something had gone amiss with the assassination attempt since the Elven Nation had not responded. And so, since the party had taken such big measures to make sure everybody knew, yeah, we're the assassins that handled that job, Dorothea put out a search warrant for them, and they were being captured and going to be brought in. Robair and Idunn, however, assaulted the Harbor Master's office and rescued Korv and Hazel. After that, they ran back to the temple to gather themselves. They had some blueprints that they got from the mayor of the Casino Regal, which they examined and found that disappearing ink was hiding a secret tunnel, revealed a secret tunnel into the underground portion of the witnesses' headquarters underneath Dock 13. They finally took the plunge, quite literally, as they dove into the water beneath Dock 13, made it into the underground witnesses' headquarters, found it strangely deserted in the main chambers up until they made it to the boardroom where all the witness members had been gathered. They'd been told to wait there for an important announcement that was going to be made. The heroes snuck past the boardroom and made it to the entrance to Dorothea's chamber, where the half-orc guards were still on watch. The guards, however, were very much swayed by whoever was going to pay the most, and since they were kind of in between jobs with this pending announcement, they said, well, we'll work for you if you pay us. And so they were paid an exorbitant sum by the heroes, and they ended up fighting alongside them in their final confrontation against Dorothea, her pet griffin, her group of cronies, and her magic-casting flunkies. It was a good fight. There was a lot of fireballs tossed around. There were spells and counterspells, and arrows, and a griffin, and fog, and
dramatic
silence. It was a whole bunch of stuff. It was a good fight. Go watch it if you haven't seen it. At the end of the day, however, Dorothea's retinue was defeated, and she saw that the fight was not going in her favor, so she threw up her arms and surrendered, transferring all power of the witnesses to Thalia. They tied her up and marched her into the boardroom where Dorothea made the announcement that Thalia was now in charge. Thalia said there were going to be a bunch of big changes. Everybody was to hold off on the extortion and the crimes and the shakedowns and the murder until further notice. When the heroes returned to Dorothea's office, Dorothea pointed out the personal document cabinet where she kept the evidence, 1, of their blackmail with the mayor, 2, the documents that showed Thalios as the progenitor of the witnesses, and also in that cabinet was the gauntlets of ogre power that they had given to the mayor so that he could defeat the renegade Boulette and establish his position as mayor in the town. We now rejoin our heroes. I suppose they are still in the underground chamber, hanging out with Thalia and Dorothea. So yes, Thalia has said that she is going to turn this place around. She's going to disband the witnesses from within. She's going to use the money that was collected in the pile of treasure in the war chest to reinvest into the economy and get the town back into a semblance of normalcy. Dorothea has surrendered, and she has offered her services as a consultant in this time of transition. The 2 half-orc guards who fought alongside you have signed up with Thalia. Thalia has a big job ahead of her, but she is confident with the change that has been wrought upon her after the realization that her reality was kind of not what she assumed. Definite change has been wrought on Thalia. She seems more confident, more headstrong, more perhaps rash, perhaps overconfident. We'll see how she handles it. In the immediate future, Thalia has the idea of kicking out the current Peacekeeper force, since all of them were totally under the thumb of the witnesses and easily corrupted. Thalia's idea is to use the numerous half-orcs that were employed in the witnesses, give them jobs as peacekeepers. Since they were motivated by money, they have less of a corruptible streak than most humans. Half-orcs in general are a little bit more straightforward. So Thalia is on the fast track to getting this town back in order. What are you all going to do?
I mean, our one goal, like when we started this place, was to help out Petunia by going to the dwarves. I'm assuming at this point the dwarves can now intermingle. We've ended segregation.
Yes, we gotta talk to the Moonstone dwarves.
So yeah, I want to take Petunia to the dwarves if we have access to the dwarven area and just see what's up.
Do it.
So you recall that the mayor was the one who had the power to lift the restrictions upon the dwarven area. Since the peacekeepers are still in power, it's going to take some time to make that change. You head back over to the mayor, and the mayor listens to your tale, and he asks you if you recovered the gauntlets of ogre power.
Aww. Do you miss them, Mayor?
I just had the rapport with him.
Well, I can see that you're wearing them.
And I was asking you a question.
I
Do
would
you
request
miss it?
that you relinquish it to the city treasury so that we can put it to a
Belongs
good
in a museum. I've heard
civic
this before.
use, rebuilding the town, making sure that we have
Are you gonna melt it down?
proper strong arm to get the Peacekeeper force back in line. After all, a display of strength seems to be the only thing that will motivate those greedy bastards right now.
Right.
Why don't we help with
I
that?
am okay with this.
You
but
could be- you could
can
be
we
the sign of
use
strength.
the gauntlet first and then return it?
I want to see if he has an ulterior motive for the gauntlets. They had it
Roll
blackmailed
insight.
him. 8.
You see that he is standing up straight. His eyes are locked with Korv as he speaks. His voice does not falter. The confidence of the hammerhand radiates out from
What
him.
is he? I'm
he
in the
seems
room.
to be a true civic leader.
Does he does he meet me in the eye at all ever? Does he acknowledge my presence there?
If you talk to him, he will definitely
Okay.
make direct eye contact.
I. You're not trying to cover up any shameful left out truths by taking this glove?
Of course not. As you know, as you have obviously discovered, those gauntlets are how I was able to protect the town and help out the dwarves in the first place.
May I offer a little advice?
Is it going to
doing
be
a
about my
B&B.
eye again?
No. I would advise that you tell the people the truth. So that way, the next time another group of criminals has information on your background, they don't blackmail you and you don't succumb to their evil whims as easily. You can take it or leave it.
Duly noted.
All right, so would you mind if I just take it with me for this one time and promise to bring it back to you? I'm a very honest bird.
He
Aarakocra.
definitely wants them right now.
It's okay, Korv. You'll get ogre strength naturally. If you train every day, work real hard, eat your bugs and seeds every day, you're gonna get so strong.
I'm not sold. I'm sorry, Robair. But before I give this to you, because it's really cool, what do we expect? What should we prepare for when we go over there, when you allow us to meet with the dwarves?
He
Will
hasn't
they-
talked with the dwarves in quite a long time.
Let me understand
because
what
of
to
the
expect.
barricade erected by the whims of the witnesses.
So you're going to talk to the witnesses and have them
No, he's going to issue
go
the
to the
decree to the peacekeepers
peacekeepers. You're going to have them.
and tell them that the Dwarven District is now open for business.
All right, just making sure.
Probably
I feel
just
a little bit more.
hardworking guys, or they're all dead. No one knows apparently. So
If you want it that bad, and it allows us our access through the peacekeepers, fine. And then I'm going to take this off
So on point.
and give it to you.
He snatches the gauntlets from you and puts them on, and then folds his hands behind his back. Thank
gonna
you. Your
punch
service
us?
is greatly appreciated.
Now, Mayor, you do promise that you will talk to the peacekeepers. We don't need to share your secret with everybody.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
There's definitely no need to share my
We
secret
will
with
keep
anybody.
it a secret.
maybe we should. I don't know if we need to, but I would maybe suggest that we go and try to help them transition from. The
Why don't
witness
we
control.
all go over there right now so we can make the announcement together?
Because they're talking like I
cool.
respect a show of force. We're right now the show of force.
Oh, that's what I'm. Okay, yeah.
Let's go
The
be the show
gauntlet
of
Okay, sure.
force.
holder, we are the power.
I can make some lightning come down, guys. It's fine. Like whatever's needed.
Big deal.
You head over to the Peacekeeper Headquarters. You see that this building perhaps once functioned as a sort of administrative and processing facility for criminals and the like. You see that it has taken on the semblance of a gentleman's club. They seem to have erected a makeshift tavern on the south wall, and it seems that some sort of game room setup has been erected where officers' desks were originally organized. As you enter, there is a corpulent, red-faced man at the bar who turns around and says, "Dane Hammerhand graces my humble establishment. Hello, Hammerhand. It's been a long time. Have you come to try and beat me in another game of cards?" Dane Hammerhand steps forward. "Hello, Carlo. Unfortunately, I can't say that this is a social visit. This is business. You're probably not going to like the business that we have today."
You know, your business is business, okay? Let me
Salad.
get past
Oh, Is that so, Mr. Hammerhand? Need I remind you of our arrangement? Dane has his arms folded behind his back. I'm quite aware of our arrangement. But you see, it seems that there is a new regime in order. The witnesses have undergone a change of management, and I don't think I have to tell you that with the change of management comes a number of layoffs for the entire company. Oh, is that so, Hammerhand? Yes. Surprisingly enough, there is a gnome who has taken charge. A gnome that looks not that much different than this young girl here. Step forward, child.
Absolutely.
He beckons you forward to join him by his side.
Yep.
You see, this is Hazel. She may be small in stature, but she is strong in heart. He puts a hand over your shoulder. Hazel is one of the agents of the witnesses' downfall, and I would hate to have the same thing happen to your organization here. Oh, well then. I'd wager that she must be more than meets the eye. Is that so? Very much more than meets the eye. Now, we can do this the easy way, or we can do this the fun way.
Hazel looks confused.
Hazel feels Dane's grip tighten, and you hear an audible crack as your shoulder fractures.
What?
5, we'll say bludgeoning damage
Arm goes limp.
to Hazel. You know what to do, Carl. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Surprise round. Dane Hammerhand is going to take the initiative with his gauntlets of ogre power.
Oh, man.
Locked
You gave it to
on
him.
Hazel. He's going to grapple Hazel. 18 grapple attack on you.
20 on acrobatics.
Nice.
What are the chances? I only have
Lucky.
+1.
As you feel your shoulder crack, you just kind of crumple for a second, and he tries to grab at you.
I'm a wily little one.
You
Do a little tumble.
wring yourself out of the way. The Peacekeeper thugs are all going to draw their weapons. The 3 at the bar pull out heavy crossbows. The 2 at the ping pong table pull out maces. We'll show you how it's done, little girl. 2 mace attacks on Hazel. First attack, 19 to hit. Second attack, 20 to hit. 10 bludgeoning damage total. The 3 crossbowmen are going to aim for the big one. Idunn is taking 3 crossbow attacks. First attack, 20 to hit. Second attack, 19 to hit. Third attack, 20 to hit.
Oh, yeah.
21 piercing damage on Idunn from 3 heavy crossbow bolts. Ouch. After the crossbowman, Carlo Borracho is going to hop behind the bar and start taking a drink.
Was it a hop or was it like a butt slide?
It's not graceful at all.
Aw.
All right, roll for initiative.
18.
6.
13.
11.
I'll take the opportunity.
Opportunity attack from a mace. Critical fail on the opportunity attack.
I'm going
For the bad.
to cast Thunderstep, and I'm going to use Sorcery Point to make it careful so that Idunn successfully saves.
As he attacks you, he begins to fear that you are the superior combatant. He has disadvantage on his next attack against you.
Constitution saving throws for the 3 gentlemen within 10 feet.
11 for the thugs.
Does not
Like
pass.
100.
Dane rolled a 7, so they all fail.
13 thunder damage for them.
Korv's up.
I'm going to cast Bane on the 3 near guys to me. A charisma saving throw.
Thugs, charisma, they rolled a 7. Dane rolled a 4.
Cool. Healing word on my dear Idunn.
Oh, thank
And we
you.
can do that on our own time.
Yeah, I'm gonna do use my last spell slot, Hail of Thorns. This guy, 14 to hit.
14 will hit.
So on the middle guy, it's gonna be 12 piercing damage. They each have to make a Dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity saving throw for the thugs is a 2. Dexterity saving throw for Dane Hammerhand is a natural 20.
Dane takes 2 damage, and the other guys take 4 damage.
Are you trying to kill?
Yes. And for my second attack, I'm going to shoot the other tiny guard. 14 to hit.
That will hit.
That's gonna be 9 piercing.
Trying to kill?
Yes.
Thugs
Oh.
are going to once again open fire with their crossbows. They are going to
yeah,
concentrate
that'd be
on the big one. First attack
You
on
wanna throw the whole
Idunn,
bag?
14 to hit.
Different. No. it doesn't.
That
It's
hits.
the whole
8
planet.
piercing damage. Second attack on Idunn, 12 to hit.
And then
Does not hit.
Third attack, 18 to hit. 3 piercing damage.
Don't endurance on that one.
You resist it all. Those are the thugs. They are all going to duck
I'm going to Rage Town. A little scared, but I'm going to hit him anyway.
You
I
dump it on
rolled
the
the
ground,
3.
it's a raise.
1 miss on Dane Hammerhand.
Ooh, 18 to hit.
You just fling
That
the
will
bag
hit.
of beans.
13 damage.
Dane Hammerhand.
About to-
He's
they
going
die.
to punch at you twice with his Gauntlets of Ogre Power. Critical hit on his punch attack. 6 bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, unconscious.
He's going to charge at Korv with his second attack. 16 to hit.
Before that happens, burning points to lower it by D4.
Yeah, it's only by 2. So give me higher than 2.
2.
Oh.
It's still a hit. 6 bludgeoning damage. Carlo takes a drink.
Is that his attack? Back to Hazel.
I'm going to cast Shatter on Carlo.
Ooh.
Any creature that's within 10 feet of him in a sphere must make a Constitution saving throw.
Carlo critically fails the Constitution saving throw. The guards roll a 13. Carlo is lazily lifting a mug and watching as Idunn is felled by Dane Hammerhand. Hazel casts a spell, and you see his mug vibrate for a hot second before exploding in his hand with a thunderous boom. Beer splatters his face. His eyes wince in pain,
So
and he
dramatic.
slowly covers his ears. Ow!
17 thunder damage.
Any bottles that are within 10 feet.
Anything made of metal?
You hear voices from behind the bar. What was that? What'd you say? What? Who's talking?
All right, I'd like to cast a cantrip for myself of Blade Ward.
Blade Ward.
Healing word on my dear friend.
Players prey on Mr. Man. Attack. Critical fail.
You attack wildly and lose track of the fight around you. You end your turn and move to the bottom of the initiative order.
Oh.
Thugs. Ah! I can't hear anything! Just keep shooting!
Right.
First attack on Hazel with a heavy crossbow.
I'm so sorry, girl.
13 to hit.
I have an AC of 14 with mage armor. Nope.
Second attack is a miss. Third attack is a 15 to hit.
Sorcery points. -3 on that attack.
All right. 3 misses against Hazel, and they duck behind the bar again.
I'm up to 8 hit points now, so I guess I can stand up. 18 to hit.
18 will hit.
17 total, 6 radiant.
Are you trying to kill?
Yeah.
You kill the mayor of Moonstone.
I'm okay with that. You guys can send
It's
me
her
to
choice.
prison.
I had no decision in
That's the way
this.
D&D works.
Okay, I'm hiding.
Carlo calls out, "Now that Hammerhand is out of the picture, can't we just sit down and have a drink?"
Yes, please.
I see no reason we need to continue fighting. And then Hazel crawls under the table.
Heal. I'd like to put more heal down on the Idunn.
After Korv,
Thugs.
that guy pops up and puts his hands up in the air. Those two pop up and fire 2 crossbow bolts. 1 miss on Robair. 14 to hit.
That's a hit.
5 piercing
You're my
damage.
pillar.
All right, your funeral. He poured himself another drink. After Carlo is Robair.
Slayer's prayer and Carlo. 16 to hit.
That will miss.
Second attack. 27 to hit.
That will hit.
11 piercing damage on Carlo.
You lodge an arrow in his shoulder. Ah! What is that for? Trying to be nice here.
I warned you, people. She's going to aim a shatter behind these gentlemen. And then use careful with the last sorcery point that I have so that Idunn automatically saves. And
Always right in the attack.
Carlo saves.
It's a Constitution.
Constitution.
They rolled a 10.
Not save. That's 13 damage.
Ah! Come on! I didn't sign up for this.
I would like to try my hand at sleep.
Roll your d8s.
20.
Those 3 fall asleep.
Well, they're all asleep, so 9 to hit.
9 misses.
16 to hit.
That's a hit. Because he's unconscious, it's a critical hit. So roll your 3d6 twice.
24.
Are you trying to kill him?
Yes.
Told you it was your funeral.
I'm gonna shoot the bottle out of his hand. 25 to hit.
You shoot the bottle out of his hands.
Sorry about the last one.
She's going to move up behind Robair and look menacing. We have no need to kill you, Carlo.
I never said you did.
Hey, Carlo, what's up? Are you on our side? Are you commanding these
I don't
gentlemen?
know. I don't know who you are.
Oh, jeez.
I can't say if I'm on your side or not.
I want to pick him up, try to shake him awake. Are you done yet? Are you done fighting? Because I will kill you. I'm ready. I will tie you into knots. I haven't knotted anyone in a while. I'm getting anxious.
Roll an intimidation check.
22.
Yes, you begin shaking him and yelling,
Oh,
and the spectral ram's head is
shaking the
pulsating
baby.
as you shake him.
Ah.
Like, yes, I'm done. Just let me live. I want to live.
Oh, I guess I bet that you
His
live.
brain.
I drop him.
You've successfully resolved combat.
Thank you.
Shook the baby.
Carlo, can you get me a beer?
Help yourself.
I didn't want that.
Oh, thank you.
Steve, where's the gauntlet? Can I have it? I
It's
will give it.
on the dead
No,
body
no,
of the
you can
mayor
take it.
that Idunn killed.
Hazel's just drinking out of the bar.
It's got
Thalia's
blood.
got to know about this, guys.
You go tell Salia. I go sleep.
Okay.
Maybe I should run for mayor.
There's a slot open now.
I'd vote for you.
Hey, I'm real sorry about hitting you with that lightning, but it's the only way to get those other guys.
There was no lightning in
Just
here. What are
thunder.
you talking about?
Big
Oh.
crash of toys.
Carlo, we are your best friends, right?
I'm
over
not
here.
one of those messy drunks who just says, I love you, bro, to everybody.
There will be changes.
I
around
don't know
here.
who you are. I don't know if you're my friend or not. In fact, any reasonable person would say you're not because you kept shooting arrows at me and casting
I
thunder.
take a bottle and I shove it in his mouth.
Clean this place up for the next peacekeepers that will be coming in soon.
Can I still have my job?
I'll talk to Thalia on your behalf.
Okay, then.
Get this place cleaned up.
What? Yes, I too. I also think you're fit to serve. I will also put in a good
This
word.
place. He knows where the keys.
Okay, then.
He knows when the trash gets
He did
picked up.
such a good job.
He
this
can be a
last time.
janitor.
Hefting
Okay?
the
His
body.
job.
Is a janitor
We need
next.
the
Wow, a
sisters.
pretzel.
Right, let's not. Is there
Clearly
anything,
qualified.
anything else we can get out of this him?
I just want him
Can I
to
look
keep
around?
working and clean the place up.
You can look around.
You can work in
Look
the
around.
damn
What's behind
docks,
him?
cleaning the
What's the secret
guts out of
place?
fish.
This place,
The rest of the building, like
Alright,
the
so
Peacekeeper
they literally
quarters.
were out of the. They didn't
looking.
know. They're out of the know.
Looking for things
Well,
to.
Thalia needs to know that the mayor was just still beholden to either
I'm just
someone
wondering,
above or
is
the.
there anybody else
witnesses.
hiding?
Idunn, roll an investigation check.
I rolled a 2. I've got like 3. It's not gonna work.
You find 6 gold scattered on the ping pong table, which to have been the previous wager of the game.
Hazel's
Thank you.
drinking. I know my only suggestion is Thalia needs to
Oh,
know. She
okay,
needs to know
I
so she can
wanna-
plan
I-
around this.
I want to go rest.
Also, we have no one to get us into apparently the rest of the.
Idunn
Gotta
walks
go to
out the door
Peacekeepers.
saying, I want to go rest.
Yep.
I'll go to Thalia first and then rest.
Forgetting
So
about
it
her.
sounds like Hazel is going to talk to Thalia while the rest of you are going to the Stowaday farm. Hazel goes back to see Thalia and tells Thalia that Idunn had to kill the mayor because he
Sounds so.
assaulted her and cracked her shoulder. Well, it seems that the mayor was too far gone with the corruption of power infused upon him by those gauntlets. Such a shame. But he was just a figurehead up until this point. I don't think the town will suffer too much in the interim.
The good news is
We'll look for a new mayor, I suppose. You can all rendezvous back at the Stowaday farm. You tell the Stowaday sisters about the grand happenings as you trundle back, bloodied and exhausted. The Stowaday sisters see you come back, and they say, hang on, take a moment to compose yourself. We will make up a grand feast for dinner. You can all tell us all about it. Petunia has been a wondrous help here. Amazingly talented in any task we give her. It's amazing what she can do. She'll help us prepare the feast. You'll be back to normal in no time.
I want to reconstitute Kavi, please.
Petunia sees that Kavi is not next to you. She inquires about Kavi.
I
And
start
you
to
say
cry a
that
little
he
bit.
I forgot exactly how, but he got
It
shattered
was because
somehow.
the priest was giving me a blessing.
Oh, yeah.
And Kavaki was pissed that I was getting a blessing from a different god. And I was pissed, and yeah.
So
Lots of
Petunia
piss.
sees that, and she sees you pull out a knife. And she says, wait a minute. You look bad enough. You look bad enough.
What? What do you mean?
Hang on. Let me help you with that. And she
Yeah.
begins to hum a lilting tune that is very pleasant to the ears. And as she hums this tune, you can see that the bones begin to slowly gather and react to her voice.
Aw.
And they reconstitute into Kavi as she finishes her song.
She was druid like
And he
necromancy?
Life is
doesn't
like,
have any vocal cords, but he's like snapping his jaws open and closed. So clack, 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 clack.
like
Morse
he's
code.
excited.
And he's like headbutting her shin.
She does well with pets.
Okay, let me retry. I'm definitely
gonna
going to
thank her.
use plant growth, and I'm going to forego the 8 hours of rejuvenating myself just for them, for being so awesome and taking care of everybody.
Okay.
It's a half acre worth of double growth for 1 year.
All right.
Can I give her like a spine-crushing hug, as gentle as I can, but like, you know, one of those that
Can I
pops
get-
your back?
Oh, you're welcome, Eden. You're welcome. Now just get some rest.
Hazel's eating or laying down, whichever
What's
one
it?
comes
Is there a
first.
component to the spell?
Nope.
That spell?
No, I just lose 8 hours.
So yeah, they are preparing the
Jam.
feast. So bed would come before food.
Laying down.
You rest. You are awakened by the smell of food. They didn't want to wake you, and you all passed out for the entire night, so it's kind of a breakfast feast. Korv was just standing out in the field, squawking for 8 hours.
Acidity.
The three of you are fully rested, and you sit down to a magnificent feast of the Stoa-days, heavily featuring their three main crops of wheat, flour, and cham. Petunia turned out to be an accomplished baker, using the wheat and flour and cham all together to create
Fancy
wondrous
do.
baked goods.
Gaping.
3 types of meat: rabbit, deer, and pig. And you can wash it down with a sweet honey mixture. They have both alcoholic and non-alcoholic versions.
Hazel goes for alcoholic.
Take alcohol.
Hair of the dog. Wake up.
And water.
This is
As you
amazing.
eat, you tell the tale and relate how you stopped the witnesses. Thalia is now in power. The mayor has been killed.
And then I killed the mayor.
And so the Stoa-days like, wow, that's amazing. So now there's nobody in your way to go see the moon dwarves. Isn't that great, Petunia? Petunia? Oh, yes. She seemed lost in thought for a moment. Yes, that is wonderful.
She's a farmer now.
We should go and see them.
You seem to have been enjoying yourself here. You're very good at this farm life.
Yes, I have been enjoying it very much. I can't remember anything of my past life as a scion of Aarakocra. I have no memories of this age, and from the beginning of this age, it seems I had been cursed by suffering. But now, spending time with the Stoa-day sisters, I almost don't want to leave.
You know you don't have to.
Yes, I do.
Yes, you do.
You don't have to be a scion anymore.
Yes, I do. If
I somehow go in your
don't
place?
take up the mantle, then there will be nothing standing in the way against Herod and his ilk.
Would there be chopped liver?
There's us.
My mind is set, though I will certainly miss the time I've spent here.
We
My
can come
destiny lies elsewhere.
Maybe when it's all over, you could come back.
back.
We should
Hopefully.
make haste to the moon dwarves as soon as possible.
Okay.
Well, you'll always
Let's
have me by
go.
your side, Petunia. I'll put my arm on her shoulder.
Thank you, Hazel. Thank you. She pats you on the head.
All right, on to the dwarves.
Let's do it.
Dwarves.
I'm so excited for some
You're like,
gems.
see, it's working.
As
I'm
you
overusing it now.
Makes me
leave
hungry.
the Stoa-days, they are chatting amongst themselves as they clean up the dishes, and they're talking about who would make a better mayor than Dane Hammerhand.
You. One of you. I don't care which one.
And you walk away and enter the Dwarven District. It only took 6 or 7 sessions. You enter the Dwarven District. It is an industrial sector with
I'm hopping
forges, smelters. There's a lumber mill over there.
How do we know what
And
we're looking for, Petunia? I know that there's
Are there
gems
any
that are like
dwarves?
the type of yours.
There are dwarves going to and fro.
Hi, friend.
And
be a
Petunia
sim-
says,
hi,
well, based on the map that Korv got, it seems that the Moon Dwarf clan home is this large building in the center. Perhaps we should start there.
I'm gonna knock on the
Witness
door.
yourself.
I'm part dwarf.
Robair bangs on the door of the Moon Dwarf clan home.
I speak a little dwarf myself. I speak a little dwarf.
And a dwarf opens the door.
I
Says, Rada, is that? Oh, it's not. Oh, oh my. This is strange.
Hi.
They've got what? Half elf, a Goliath, an Aarakocra, and
pleasure to make your acquaintance.
you're not a dwarf.
I say hello in dwarvish.
Ah, he responds in dwarvish.
I'm part dwarvish.
Oh, I see. That's quite a wondrous blend. We don't see many half dwarves.
I don't know very many like myself, but I am part Genasi, part dwarf.
But what brings you here? We have ne'er seen any newcomer in quite some time.
I'd like to catch him up on
You no longer have
the
to
goings-ons
stay.
of Moonstone.
He introduces himself as Faragor, and he welcomes you.
What is your status here, Faragor?
Well, I'm a little embarrassed to say we had no idea that any of that was going on in the town. We mostly keep to ourselves.
We had it handled.
We're very happy to just stay in the mine, and so I didn't really notice any of that going on, and I'm pretty sure nobody else did either.
We are not looking for an
But
apology or
that's
anything.
amazing that you did that. That's amazing. If you're so philanthropic, perhaps it's divine providence from Moradin that brings you here now.
Something else actually brings us here. Petunia.
Petunia relates her story to them, leaving out the part of the scion of Aarakocra, merely saying that it was a magical infusion of a gem that was giving her the ability to shapeshift using a conduit of magic through the gem.
Guys got anything like that?
I whispered to Faragor that she's a scion of Aarakocra.
That's amazing. That's very amazing, but unfortunately, I'm afraid we the one who would be able to help you, Rada the Unbending, our current clan chief, has gone missing.
Is that the one that Old Man Murphy?
Perhaps it's divine providence that sent
died,
you,
the one that
having
Old Man
helped
Murphy
out
was-
the town in
thought-
their time of turmoil. Now you come to us to help us out in our time of turmoil.
Oh, thank you. We just want to go.
You
no one
see,
else knows about gems but
the
Rada.
Moonstne Mines. They have opened up a wall that was thought to be solid, collapsed in on itself and revealed some strange-looking ruins.
Oh, there's ruins all over the place out here.
Yeah, it's part of the landscape or something, it seems.
Is that where the magic for the stones infusion comes from?
Well, Rada would be the one who has the most knowledge on magically infusions of gems.
How long has she been missing?
She went into those ruins with a band of dwarves to investigate.
The
She
Peace
insisted on investigating the ruins several days ago, but she has not yet returned. If you are as strong and generous and good-hearted as you say, what do you say? Will you go into the mines and find Rada and bring her back?
But
I
the-
think you have to,
Absolutely.
because she's the only one with the knowledge that you require.
Let me ask you something. What would you do if we didn't show up? You wouldn't go there yourselves
Well-
to rescue her?
I was thinking just now about assembling a rescue party,
Can you come visit us?
but we're miners and not adventurers such as yourselves.
Can you provide us with anything that will help us on our journey? We want to save Rada as much as you need her.
Like a map?
He can lead you to the entrance of the ruins.
All right, let's do this. I want to see some freaking gems.
He shows you to the entrance of the
Are you
mines.
coming, Petunia?
And numerous dwarves, yes, Petunia is going with you. Numerous dwarves see you and they come gathering around. Oh, what's going on here? And
Anyone willing to help us find your leader?
in Dwarvish, Faragor responds to them and calls out, everybody, don't worry, don't worry. This is just some outside help that has been sent from Moradin himself. Everything's going to be A-okay, don't you worry, folks. And he leads you into the mines. Faragor leads you down through a twisting
Do too.
network of tunnels. You see evidence that the mines have come to a bit of a standstill with the absence of their clan chief. You see tools resting up against the wall, mine carts that are still full of rocks and ore. Since Rada came in, she said no one should work in the mines while the threat of these ruins hangs over our heads. We've been at a bit of a standstill for the past couple of days. It's really been hurting morale. Nothing makes a dwarf happier than mining underground. Am I right, cousin? He leads you towards a cavern wall that looks like it has collapsed in on itself and says, this is as far as I go. I dare not enter into this decrepit ruin myself. I'm a bit scared of anything that might come out. You see, don't tell any of the others.
Heard any noise?
Self-preservation mechanism.
Primeval awareness. You can use an action or spend a spell slot to focus your awareness on the region around you. For 1 minute per level of the spell slot you expend, you can sense whether the following types of creatures are present within a mile. Aberrations, celestials, dragons, fiends, fae, undead. This feature doesn't reveal the creature's location or number.
So what level of spell slot are you going to spend?
We will spend a second level spell slot.
So for 2 minutes, you'll be able to discern.
Aberration, celestial, dragon, elemental, fae, fiend, undead.
I'm going to say yes to all. There is everything
Within a mile of here?
within a mile of you. A mile around you won't get outside the cave.
Okay.
Faragor shows you the collapsed wall. But good luck on you. I'll wait here. Are you sure the lassie wouldn't like to wait with me as well? Petunia looks at all of you, and she has a slightly sad look on her face. She says, I know that I am not useful in combat anymore. So if you want me to stay here and keep Faragor company, I will gladly take that on as my charge.
I think that would be safest for you.
You enter into the narrow tunnel beyond the collapsed wall.
Steve, I'd like to attempt to track my favorite enemies. Elementals and aberrations.
Elementals and aberrations. Not a bad lineup. Along this corridor, you do not detect the presence or trackings remains of your favorite enemies.
Okay.
You see that it starts out as a naturally occurring cavern structure, but after a 15 or 20 minutes of walking, it turns into masonry,
Oh.
crafted
the ruins.
masonry.
Does it resemble the ruins that were underneath the magic tower on the island?
Roll a history check.
4.
The nuances of the stonework
Oh.
here do not jump out at you. There's
There-
no defining features. It's like, the same person who made this type of rock made that type of rock.
Good Hazel, very good.
You
Guess
can't.
there was an aberration in Rolando's.
Yeah, there was a tiny
tower.
eyeball monster.
After a bit of walking, you come
Cautious
to
walking.
a stone archway that looks to have been fashioned in the likeness of a demon's open mouth.
Ooh, let's go in there.
In front of this archway, also this archway is the
Only way to go.
correct.
Oh, okay.
There is a stone tablet on it looks like there was a rock that was a natural part of the cave that had been carved out into this stone tablet. The stone tablet is carved with an inscription of a language that I don't think any of you can read.
But Hazel's going to try to comprehend languages on it.
Hazel cast comprehend languages. Roll wild magic surge.
Nice.
I did not hit a 1 on the wild magic.
The inscription reads, "The maze of 100 tortures beckons you in, you who have committed crimes against the Empire. Death stalks these corridors, your nightmares made manifest. Each one of your sins reflected tenfold upon you. Only through suffering and pain may you be cleansed of your wrongs. Emerge alive on the other side and earn your pardon."
So no Petunia, no backup, just us with a spellless bard.
I would like to find dwarf tracks.
Roll survival check.
19.
You see tracks of several dwarves have passed by this way.
Just dwarf tracks, Steve?
Just dwarves.
Okay.
Put yourselves in your
No.
marching order.
No. Me first.
I'm behind Idunn.
Core's got the rear.
You walk through the maze, and indeed it is a maze. It is a stone corridor with mostly featureless walls, and every so often you come to junctions. You take a few turns, quickly losing track of the way you came. You turn a corner and see in front of you a corridor that looks like the inside of a hollow tree. As you continue forward, the tree opens up and you find yourselves in an area of open sky upon the branches of a tree, a extremely large and ancient looking tree. You seem to be so high up that only clouds can be seen below you.
Whoa.
I want to throw a piece of wood down.
You toss a piece of wood off the side of the tree. You don't hear anything except the howl, the breeze blowing around you.
Stormy.
As you investigate the area, Korv sees a familiar sight. Resting on a small nest that sits upon a nearby platform, Korv sees
In
a
Aarakocra.
very, very familiar looking Aarakocra.
Husband.
You see your wife
No.
sitting in a nest perched upon a platform.
No.
You see your wife holding in her arms a large egg. We're going to act in an initiative order. So roll for initiative.
9.
3.
16.
20.
Robair has the initiative.
Clearly, this is an illusion. I'm gonna shoot an arrow at the bird.
Wait, no!
20 to hit.
Your arrow passes through the skull of the Aarakocra. Her body falls limp, and you see her drop the egg that she was holding, which cracks as it hits the floor of the nest.
Be cautious, everyone.
Korv,
Her name is Vuss.
Was.
Oh! I'm going to fly over her. Look. Whoosh.
you see blood leaking out of an arrow wound as an arrow protrudes out the back of her skull.
But
There's a reason.
I'm trying. I have her claw literally hanging from my neck, but I can't handle it. I'm
You
done.
see a motion from the cracked egg.
This hurts my bird heart.
Directing at Korv and everyone, I want to say, remember, from what the transcript said, we will all likely face illusions such as this from our past.
I don't care.
None of it's real, Korv.
I'm going to look around the tree.
The only feature, besides the fact that it's a really cool tree, is the
It's very
now lifeless Aarakocra. As Idunn walks over to that other platform, the egg hatches open. Out of the egg plops a grotesque,
My baby.
tiny, grotesque gargoyle. and it begins shrieking with an ear-piercing shriek. And etc., etc., etc.
Cast silence on the baby
baby?
gargoyle.
Robair casts silence. A quiet descends upon the nest.
The whole area.
You can see the face of the tiny disfigured gargoyle, still distorted in pain and anguish as it shrieks soundlessly.
Can I console it and try to make him my baby?
Silently.
How are you going to console it?
I would like to walk up, get next to it, pick him up, and I'm trying to console him.
You can see it continues to shriek as you rock it. Crawling up from the underside of the
fell for
branches
it.
and platforms are 3 full-sized, adult, if you will, gargoyles.
I want this baby now.
They growl
Doesn't
menacingly
even look like you.
and
I
brandish
don't care.
sharp claws. The gargoyles attack.
Doesn't know any better. He's
Each
a
make 2
baby.
attacks, one with a bite and one with a claw. First bite on Idunn is a miss. The first claw on Idunn is another miss. Bite on Robair, 21 to hit.
Hit.
3 piercing damage. Claw attack on Robair is a miss. Bite attack on Korv, 22 to hit. 6 piercing damage.
Oh, it's okay. This
And
guy.
11 to hit will miss Korv with the claws.
Hazel's gonna mage armor up.
I will be raging,
Can you?
and I'm going to hit him with my greatsword. 18 to hit.
That will hit.
19 damage.
You feel the sword as if you are striking solid stone.
Attack number 2. 16 to hit.
That will hit.
15 damage, but no radiant this time.
I'm gonna take 2 attacks on this guy. Hunter's mark on him as well, right, with my short sword. 19 to hit.
That will hit.
11 piercing.
Clink goes your sword against its stone skin.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna do it again. 13 to hit.
That will not hit.
Okay.
Engage by flying up. With the baby.
Korv is flying 30 feet up outside of the zone of silence.
All right, fine. I'm out. Screaming baby.
Gonna be
Gargoyles.
gargoyles.
Robair, bite. 21 to hit. Robair with a bite. 7 piercing damage. And the claw, 19 to hit.
Hit.
3 slashing damage for the claw. Idunn, the bite is a miss. 18 to hit for the claw. 4 slashing damage for the claw. And the gargoyle flies up to give chase. Bite against Korv. 18 to hit.
Yeah.
7 piercing damage. His claws against Korv will miss. The baby shrieks.
Hazel.
In a piercing,
About to ask how the
ear-splitting
bird sounded.
shriek.
Baby sounded. Lightning bolt. That's it. It's
Dex
out.
save 1 is 12. Dex save 2 is 9.
31.
Lightning crackles, and you see minuscule fractures in the stonework of their skin.
Very good.
This can't be real. You must get rid of it.
Okay, I'm going to hit the gargoyle again. 13 to hit.
That will not hit.
23 to hit.
That'll hit.
The radiant damage is 6. 14 regular damage.
Bludgeoning?
Slashing.
The gargoyle crumbles into stone fragments.
I'm going to use my Slayer's Prey on this guy. 21 to hit.
That will hit.
15 piercing.
Clink goes your sword.
And my second
Or-
attack, 23.
That'll hit.
20 damage.
And it crumbles into stone fragments.
With my loud voice, I'm casting Bane. Bane. So charisma throw.
1. A bite on Korv. Rolled crit, but the Bane takes away the crit. Still enough to hit,
Nice.
though. You take 3 piercing damage from the bite. Same verse with a slashing. 17 to hit, even with the Bane. 3 slashing damage. The baby gives a shriek with like a hiccup in it, and the gargoyles
Reality is coming to me.
reconstitute themselves.
A second verse, same as the first. Lightning bolt, same direction.
Natural 20 on 1,
Ah.
9 on the second.
One saves, one doesn't. One's gonna take half. 33.
Oh my
Three of those were
Dynamite?
max 6s.
Nice. All right, I'm going to hit. I'm hitting. 9 to hit.
That will not hit.
Going again. 13 to hit.
That will not hit.
Slayer's Prey on the baby. 17 to hit the baby.
Your arrow flies towards the baby, and you see a shimmering blue sphere of energy surround it as your arrow is deflected.
Second arrow at the baby. 27 to hit.
Your arrow flies straight and true, and you see a shimmering blue energy in a sphere surrounding the baby as it deflects your arrow.
Or
I throw the baby into the silence. You don't have any more.
The noise of the baby is silenced. You can see its face still contorted and its mouth agape as it silently wails, crying in the zone of silence. after Korv.
Gargoyles.
2 attacks on Idunn. Bite is a miss. Claws is a miss. Robair moved, so Hazel is getting a bite. That's a natural 20, 6 piercing damage. Your attack knocks your target over. Now for the claw,
wait.
15 to hit,
That does hit.
4 slashing damage. 2 attacks on Korv. Bite is a miss. Claw is a miss.
Tides of Chaos Shock and grasp this gentleman in front of her. 20 to hit.
That's a hit.
Or 11 lightning damage.
All right, I'm going after this guy again.
Yeah.
14 to hit.
That will not hit.
17 to hit.
That will hit.
Okay. 5 of the radiant damage. 8 of slashing damage.
Right. And attack with arrow. 2 arrow shots. 20 to hit.
That's a hit.
9 piercing. 17 to hit.
That'll hit.
16 piercing.
I would like to fly down dramatically, one arm outstretched with my gauntlet, and smash the baby.
Attack of opportunity from the gargoyle as
I
you
don't
leave
care.
its range.
I don't care. I'm gonna have to
It's
kill
a
the baby.
miss as you collide with the infant. A shimmering sphere of blue energy encapsulates it, and your punch is deflected. Its
off this
face continues to distort, and its mouth continues to flap its gums in silence. Gargoyles. Bite on Idunn, 20 to hit.
Yes.
Take 4 piercing. Slash on
What
Idunn
left?
is a miss. 2 attacks on Robair. The bite is a 15 to hit.
Yes.
5 piercing. The claws are a miss.
I maintain concentration.
The last gargoyle flies down to where Korv is. Bite attack on Korv is a miss. Oh, critical fail on the claw attack. You lose your footing while attacking and fall head first. He has to roll a con save. Oh yeah, this one's fun. This is what happened to the griffin. It makes its con save, so it falls prone.
Hazel's gonna run in and try to pick up and throw the baby off the edge.
You toss the baby. And you see the blue
Downward.
shimmering sphere of energy
Steve's
materialize.
favorite part.
And it seems to bounce upon an unseen surface.
Okay. I would like to kick it back into silence.
Just a straight dex check to see if it goes the way you want it to go.
5.
It goes wide.
I'm gonna go to the baby and pick it up. Attack of opportunity upon me.
Miss.
And put whatever, like a ration in its mouth and cradle it.
You try to put something in its mouth, but it resists and it spits it out and continues to wail.
I picked it up though, right?
Yeah.
I walked off the edge with the baby.
Robair feels the immense weight of gravity pull him down as he holds onto the baby. A sphere of magical force holds you aloft as the empty sky is below you, and it's like, yeah, you're holding onto the ball,
A
which is
floating
being
baby.
suspended
You're chaotic.
by a
okay?
sphere of magical force as your feet dangle underneath.
It was worth the try.
I'm gonna fly back up at least 30 feet, and I would like to cast Vicious Mockery on this gentleman right here.
Wisdom saving throw is a 13.
3 psychic points.
The baby continues to shriek and wail and cry.
That's Robair.
2 attacks on Idunn. First one fails. Second attack also fails. 2 attacks on Korv. First one with disadvantage.
I don't know if
18 to hit Korv.
Yeah.
4 piercing damage.
All right.
And the claw attack is a miss.
Thank
Hazel,
God.
2 attacks. Bite first is a miss. Claw attack, 22 to hit.
Yeah, it's.
3 slashing damage for Hazel.
I'm gonna take the opportunity and get out.
Critical on the opportunity. 6 slashing damage. You're able to maneuver towards your opponent while attacking and then attempt to harass them. After you attack, you can choose to attempt to grapple your opponent. So yeah, it's going to grapple you. But it only rolled a 7 to its grapple attack, so roll your acrobatics or athletics.
15.
It does not grapple you.
But before I go, I pick up. Can I pick up this body or try to? So action, pick up the body, and then I ran away from him.
And you can move at half speed.
I'll move to here half speed and then dump the body over the edge.
The body falls out of sight.
And then I got 20 more left, so 5.
Going for
There's someone
Gargoyle
else.
Man. 17 to hit.
That'll hit.
6 radiant damage. 16 slashing damage.
It
Not going
crumbles into stone fragments.
That it?
again. Yeah, I'm done.
Levitate. I'm gonna use the creature as an anchor to push myself away. I'd like to keep holding on to it if possible,
Yeah.
and then I'm basically trying to get myself back
Like a
into-
basketball in a pool.
back into the zone of silence. That's my turn. It's gonna be Korv.
I would like to take my gauntlet and punch him down into that little
So you're going to do an unarmed strike against the gargoyle.
against the gargoyle right next to me. Oh man, 27.
It's a hit. So you do 1 bludgeoning plus your strength modifier. 4 is a total of 5 bludgeoning damage on the gargoyle. Resisted by half of that is 2.
I'm going to use my whip. 21 to hit.
21 will hit.
4 damage.
2 attacks on Korv. The bite,
The bite.
16 to hit.
Yes, it will hit.
4 piercing damage.
Okay.
The claw is a miss. 1 bite on Robair, 20 to hit.
Hit.
4 piercing damage. 1 claw on Hazel, 19 to hit.
That's gonna hit.
4 slashing damage. Baby is in the zone of silence, flailing its arms, kicking its legs.
I would like to aim a lightning bolt so that it hits both of them.
16 on the one closest to you, 12 on the second one.
33 again.
They crumble into stone fragments. The stone fragments
Oh, no.
are moving. Robair, with his fatherly
10. It's 10.
expertise, having had kids of his own, knows finding a way to calm a child is usually a better course of action than doing something that will
Hunting
further anger
it.
it.
Get ready to play a song.
Pulling out the loot. I'm going to be playing a sweet lullaby.
Roll a performance check.
22.
As Korv plays his lute sweetly in a lullaby, the distorted, pained face of the infant calms down and begins to gape wide-eyed in the direction of Korv. It begins to reach out its hands towards Korv. After hearing your lullaby, it has calmed down. One of the branches of the tree open up, and a hidden staircase descends into the hollow of the tree. You've successfully resolved combat.
Hazel's gonna squanch her Pearl of Power and
Squanch.
regenerate a spell slot here.
You can take a short rest. You exit through the opened up stairway in the tree. The shimmering blue light envelops the baby, and it disappears from your grasp. After 15-20 minutes of walking and traveling through seemingly endless dungeon, you come to a doorway that bars your path that looks to be the entrance to a tavern. It is a wooden door. You can see torchlight flickering underneath the crack of the door. You can hear laughing from within. You see a sign hung above the door that says Drunken Goat.
Yeah, are there specifically dwarf tracks that are similar to the ones that I started looking for at the outset?
Roll a survival check.
23.
You do not detect the presence of dwarf tracks.
I've lost the tracks. But we've got nowhere else to go.
Well, who's to say that they're facing anything close to what we're facing? This shifting maze seems to cater itself to whoever's in it. But according to that
Hard to
inscription, we
follow.
have to face the trials to pass through.
Yeah, we enter the Drunken Goat.
It is a crowded tavern of various races, all laughing, drinking, and singing.
Anybody?
Steve, is there any exit point?
Just the way you came in. Roll for initiative.
13.
10.
11.
4.
Robair is going to take a seat at this booth. Waiter, mead.
A waiter passes by you as you yell out, "Waiter, mead."
Whiskey.
And the waiter looks at you and says, "Shut up, runt! What are you doing in here anyway? Scrawny little runt asking for mead." And he takes his tray of drinks over to the other table. "Hey, there you go, everybody gets a drink. There you go, take some, hey!"
I look down at myself.
Not fair.
Robair looks down at
Discrimination.
himself. You have lost all your genie traits. You look down at your skin. It is no longer its grayish, bluish shade.
Yeah, rub that off.
You are a full dwarf, and a runty one at that.
Oh, no.
I'm a runting dwarf.
The waiter at the table says,
I'm no longer a genie.
"Did you see that? Did you see that scrawny little run over there? Ha! Yeah, he looks pretty lame over there. Hey, Tiny, why don't you go back to Mum?
Can I have some milk, please?
We don't serve milk here. We serve adult drinks." That's a good one because he looks like a child.
Do I recognize anybody in here?
You do not recognize anyone in here.
Okay.
It's very busy, both with people and as a feast for your eyes. It has a roaring fireplace. It has a chandelier above your head that looks very ornate, decorated with countless flaming candles, bottles of spirits everywhere. There's an entire wall of empty wine barrels. It's like one of those hipster brewery places that likes, "Here's all of our empty wine barrels that we save, that we've cultivated over the
Takes
years."
a hipster to know a hipster.
There's a waiter and a busboy that are going around all the tables. There's a couple of big tapestries on the walls depicting naval battle scenes. You can also see a strange mechanical series of ceiling fans.
Ooh. Fancy. All right.
Fancy.
Can I gently grab a waiter as they go by and say, "Hey, can Can I get a drink?
Oh, welcome to the Drunken Goat Inn. Here you go. Hands you a drink. Here you go. Hands you a drink. Here you go. Hands you a drink. Here you go. Enjoy. Hey. Let me introduce you over here. He tries to lead you over to one of the tables.
Okay.
Hey, let me introduce you over here.
Yeah. What am I doing?
This is Sally. This is Fred and the Jim. Hey, this is our new friend.
Yeah. To life.
Woo!
Steve, do I see anything that looks like a potion that can help me with my HP?
You do not see any healing potions.
I'm not gonna drink my drink. I'm gonna sit here and wallow.
Why the long face? No insult intended. Your face is actually longer than most, but come on, join us.
Does Eden look normal?
Yes.
I'll go up to Eden and drink with these gentlemen. Cheers!
Hey!
Thanks for welcoming us in. I'm Hazel.
Little lady! Good on ya!
Big
You look
clunk.
like you can hold your liquor.
Big clunk, and then I chug the whole thing.
I want to ask the owner of the establishment if they're hiring.
In your experience, the one behind the bar usually has that
Yeah.
information. You go up to the barkeep. He seems to be talking with patrons who are at the bar. He ignores you completely.
Oh.
One of the patrons at the bar kicks you away. Get out of here, Tiny! And you fall to the ground. These guys see it and they start laughing. Stupid one. Yeah, stupid.
Can I attempt to cast a spell on myself?
You can attempt to cast a spell,
Okay.
but you feel that magic power has drained from your body.
Okay.
You have no magic. You are also not carrying any of your normal equipment.
I'll go back to sit down at the booth.
Where are you going so fast there, Tiny?
Just
Yeah,
go sit
where
down.
you going so fast there?
Where are they? Are they
What's
all
the matter?
humans?
The bar too good for you? Pushes you. Can't
Come on,
hang out at the
guys.
bar with the normal people?
Where should I go?
Gotta go hide in a booth?
I'll go to the bar. It's fine. Stop picking
Oh,
on
so
me.
now the booths aren't good enough for you, eh? Somebody insulting our bar? This is the best bar in the world. How dare you come and sully the good name? After Robair.
Eden.
Hey, you look like you've been around the block.
What do
How many
what's that
people you
supposed to
killed?
mean?
How many people you killed?
Oh, kill. Yes. Oh, that's a good question. Hey, what are you doing with my friend over there?
Like
That's
40?
my friend.
50? I bet it's like 60 maybe.
You know, I lost track, but it could be up to 100. I don't know.
Whoa!
Hey,
Like 100. Look, can I feel your muscles?
My friend.
Can I
yeah,
feel your
of
muscles?
course.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
once again.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sally, you gotta feel this.
not even
Sally,
flexing,
look at
that's
this.
just-
Oh, my, it's like stone. This doesn't even work.
Get that one too.
Can I fly up? How high is the ceiling?
Is 10 feet high.
I would like to just be able to graze over everybody and fly towards Robair. 'cause
Roll an acrobatics check to dodge the fans.
13.
You dodge the fans.
And I'm gonna ask everybody, hey, what's going on?
Whoa, did you see that? It's a bird flying up and over. Whoa, that was pretty cool.
With the beer, too,
Hey,
by the way.
what's your wingspan? How big's your wings? Oh man, do you feathers?
They're
Are they like
600 feet.
do they have like oily or are they like regular feathers?
Get out of my way, please.
How do you take a bath?
You don't care. You want to see? You wanna
Yeah.
see it?
Let me see your wings.
You want to see me take
Spread
a
them out.
bath?
Spread out your wings.
Whoa,
Whoa, look at
take a
that.
bath.
It's gorgeous. Oh my gosh, look at the coloration on that plumage. It's like jet black, black as light.
I'm getting annoyed and I splash my beer in his face because I want to go that way. I want to check on my friend. He's being picked on.
You just wasted perfectly good beer. Somebody's wasting beer. Somebody's wasting beer. Hey, what's going on over there? Wasting beer? Is that bird with you?
Yes, that's my good friend.
What's your friend doing wasting beer? They're wasting beer! Get him! Ah! The bar patrons begin to swarm you, and they start a brawl. Bar patrons are all going to start brawling at you as a collective.
Barach.
Korv 13 to AC.
That doesn't hit.
They are shoving you and pushing you around, but they don't do any damage to you right now. Idunn, 5 to AC.
Nope.
Hazel, 15 to AC. They do 4 bludgeoning damage worth of tussling you around, and they're not nearly as powerful as you, but there's a bunch of them, and they're all just like, ah! So they are doing a modicum of damage over time.
The bar owner behind, has he been moving at all?
He's polishing a glass.
Does he look tough?
He looks very tough.
Oh, I want to get out of this mess. I'm going to disengage. Toss me on top of the table.
I'm gonna lay back down here. Push him over to me.
Okay, rage. I'm gonna start slicing some people. I'm gonna go for the one with the cape in front of me, right there. 11 to hit,
You hit.
5 radiant damage.
Your sword collides with him. Ow! She hit me! She hit me! How dare you!
Gonna do it again. 9 to hit.
That's a hit.
10 damage.
She hit me again!
Slashing.
Ow!
Steve,
tell
I would
ya.
like to push that silverhead gentleman over the laying down body of Robair.
Roll a strength attack.
The old high school attack.
16.
He rolls.
Ow! He pushed me! He pushed Frank! I thought I was Frank. There's another Frank!
All right, then I'm going to use my whip. Critical. 9 slashing damage.
You lash out your whip. He's got a whip! Don't you have a whip there, Billy? Yeah, I got a whip. It's a nice bull whip. I whip bulls with it. They begin to tussle with Korv. 14 ace versus AC.
It will hit.
2 bludgeoning damage.
Oh.
Hazel, 11 to AC.
Not hit.
Idunn, 6 to AC.
Does not hit.
Hey, what would it take to buy everybody around so we can all get along again? I'm gonna disengage and run my full movement towards Robair.
I guess Robair is going to just try to leave the bar.
The door is locked. Rebel, 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 rebel.
Can I grapple this person?
You walk up to that person.
Hey,
you
stop
begin
it.
to grab at him, and he just, like a little kid, just pushes you back.
Ah.
Eden's not so great with puzzles. She's just gonna keep hitting people with the sword. 24 to hit
The hit.
with 2 radiant damage. 13 slashing damage.
You knock him off his feet, and he falls to the floor. Ah!
And then I'm gonna hit the one that Eden's facing. The Eden miniature is facing.
Yeah,
11 to hit.
it's a hit.
10 damage slashing.
She hit me too!
I'm gonna hit all of you.
Get him, boys! Boys being the collective term for all humans in this room and other races.
I would like to disengage.
Not so tough now, are you? Fancy
No,
wings.
Disengage! Robair, why don't you have a talk with Barkeep?
Why'd you knock me down? I wasn't done with you yet. Eden, 18 to attack. 2 bludgeoning damage. Hazel, 12 to attack.
Doesn't it?
Korv, 14 to attack. 1 bludgeoning. Wasted beer and I'm angry. We'll tear this place apart. Wait a minute.
You said the fans were mechanical. Is there an apparatus somewhere that's running these things?
What's your passive perception?
Garbage Town, 10.
You don't see with your passive perception. There's a mob around you.
I'm gonna ray of frost at a fan.
It gets frosted with ice crystals.
I'm gonna do a stealth check and try to grab this person's coin purse. 12.
As you get close to anybody, they just use their leg or a free hand or whatever just to push you away.
Okay.
Is the chandelier in the middle of the room?
Yes.
I'm going to disengage. Come and get me, boys.
Disengage but flying up. Now,
Roll acrobatics to dodge the fan blades.
16.
You dodge the fan blades.
While I was up there, Steve, did I see any mechanical
What's your
mechanisms?
passive perception?
12.
You see that the gears, fans are all interlocked with a series of gears. It seems the fan you're closest to is the end of the chain. They go from that direction somewhere.
Gears connecting at the front door.
After Korv, they grapple Korv. They grapple you and pull you down.
What?
They grapple Hazel as well, and they do no damage to Eden. Athletics
What do I have to do to get out of a grapple? Like a strength test or something?
or acrobatics check.
It's gonna be acrobatics. 10.
You escape their grapple.
Oh yeah! But I'm just gonna run away from them.
I'd like to investigate the door area for a operating mechanism for the fans.
There is a large hamster wheel with a pig inside connected to a series of gears that lead up to the ceiling.
Are there any mugs lying around?
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick up a mug and throw it at the pig.
You pick up a mug and throw it at the pig.
Vegan run.
It squeals and begins to run fast and wild. Seems to be faster than the gears were built to handle.
Don't you see what it feels like to be weak, pig?
The wheel comes loose of its bearing.
You're just a runt, pig. You're weak and you have no Genasi power.
Neither do you.
Wheel crashes into the side wall, and the pig is thrown out and lies stunned on the ground. One of the fans overhead crashes down from the ceiling as it wobbles from the stress of the force that was just put upon it.
Pig power.
It falls down and incapacitates some of the bar patrons.
I'm going to throw a javelin up into the chandelier.
Roll an attack.
18.
Your javelin expertly threads the needle through the chandelier, putting out one single candle on its journey. It lodges itself in the ceiling above you.
I need to hit. Well,
What are you aiming at?
okay, I'm gonna hit the silver helm guy right there.
You stab him with the javelin. Ow! She stabbed me!
12.
You escape the grapple.
Yay.
You
Can I
notice on the
move
bar
some?
there is a decorative jar filled with small round river rocks that the tavern keep seems to have collected.
I'm going to move towards wherever these rocks are, and I'm going to pick it up.
Miss on Hazel, miss on Idunn, miss on Korv.
You mentioned the barrels of wine and whatnot, or used barrels we can cast. So how are they stacked up? Are they like on a
They're
carton?
precariously stacked up on one another, held together by a shoddy patchwork of ropes.
I want to attempt to shoot the rope with a ray of frost.
Roll an attack.
17.
You weaken and make brittle one section of the rope, which snaps, and a number of the barrels topple down, colliding with and incapacitating the patrons that are around you.
So wily.
Is the pig dead?
No?
He's just lying there?
Yep.
Aw.
He's stunned.
I'm gonna go and pet him. And I'd like to try to
A
pick
little
him up
kid.
and hold him.
Roll a strength check with disadvantage.
19.
Yeah, you
Plus
managed to
five.
pick up this
Oh.
heavy pig.
I give it a kiss on the mouth.
So I'm gonna throw a hand axe at this guy. 19 to hit.
You toss your axe, and without even looking up from his glass, he sidesteps, and it
Oh.
whooshes past,
I like this
and he
guy,
steps
but-
back into the space he once occupied.
Another javelin and throw it again, trying to dislodge the chandelier from the ceiling. 12 to hit.
Your javelin expertly passes through the gaps in the chandelier and lodges itself in the ceiling.
I'm going to fly up with my stones. Like to dig around in it.
You dig around with your hand in the river rocks. You find river rocks.
Hazel's gonna take a little cue from her
Yeah,
good
okay.
friend Idunn. Ray of frost up at the chandelier top. Critical fail.
You slip on a puddle of spilled drink, and instead of aiming up, you fall backwards, aim more straightforward. Your ray of frost hits the jar that Korv is holding full of river rocks, and the jar shatters, spraying the round river rocks everywhere, causing all the patrons below to slip and fall.
I'm gonna gently put the pig into the fire.
You're having a whole story on your own over there.
The pig ignites and begins to tear around the room, bashing into several patrons and lighting
Who's
them on
around
fire.
now?
I don't understand why people
The
think it's
patrons
chaos.
all burst into flames as the pig runs around,
Well, thanks,
and they begin
Robair.
to stop, drop, and roll.
That was the key the whole time.
After they finally put themselves out, they lie on the ground exhausted.
Smells good in here now.
It spies that same puddle that Hazel slipped on and starts rolling around in it.
Okay. Somebody healing, touch
What's
it.
the aroma like in this room now?
Smells like burnt boar hair.
Oh,
The bartender, as he polishes his glass. Oh, it was a damn fine spectacle then, wasn't it?
I guess so.
He walks behind the bar and grabs one of the kegs of beer, and it pulls aside as a hidden doorway. Well then, off you go.
I kick
That's
the
what
barkeep
they-
in the shins as I walk out.
Can I give
He expertly dodges your kick.
Can I give him a little fist bump as I go out? Like, hey man,
He does not move in response to your fist bump.
I'm gonna fist bump his face.
Expertly dodges your fist.
Oh come on. All right, let's go.
As you exit the Drunken Goat Inn, as after you cross the threshold, you look down and you see, yes, you have reverted back to your normal form.
what if I try to take the pig through the threshold?
It dissipates into nothingness.
Just like the baby.
After a bit of walking through the seemingly
music.
endless maze, the heroes see that the corridor opens up onto the scene of a vast and a stormy ocean. The wind howls and blows at a dangerous speed. Moored next to some slick-looking rocks, you see 4 small single-passenger dinghies. Further out on open water, amidst the spray of sea and the crash of the waves, another dinghy is spotted with a humanoid figure waving its hands wildly in the air. A voice can just be made out over the sound of the storm. It seems to be in distress.
All right, guys, well, be on your toes. You don't. You can fly.
As Korv attempts to take to the air, the wind buffets you around like a leaf in a typhoon.
You may have to take a
mind.
dinghy.
Fly here would be very dangerous.
I put a arm into the water. Feel the temperature.
It is cold. icy cold.
Robair tries to climb into a dinghy.
I'll get into dinghy.
Yeah. I'll climb in a dinghy.
I'm right in the dinghy.
Let's get this over with. I start to
The
paddle
four
towards
of
the guy.
you begin
Marching
to
order.
paddle out, and you begin to row towards the lone figure. As you get out past the initial breakers, the sea is stormy and lightning crashes overhead. As you row towards the lone figure, you see a massive razor turtle breaches the surface of the water, bellowing a roar that Hazel
Okay.
knows all too well as one of aggression. Roll for initiative.
Hazel has a 2.
13.
21.
17.
I'm going to cast one of my last spells of Animal Friendship.
17 to its saving throw.
I would like to do a Hunter's Sense on the creature. So damage, immunities, resistances, vulnerabilities.
It's resistant to cold damage, vulnerable to lightning damage.
I'm going there. And then I'm going to cast Shatter on the snapping turtle. Just like that.
Oh, I want to make it.
Hazel triggers a wild magic surge. As the magic wells up within her, you feel your shatter spell go out of control, and instead of shatter, call lightning happens, calling forth 5 lightning bolts cascade down. 1 shattering the shell of the razor turtle, 1 shattering Korv's dinghy, 1 shattering this person's dinghy, 1 shattering Idunn's, 1 shattering Robair's. Hazel's is left intact. Korv begins to struggle in the waters.
Oh, thanks.
Roll an athletics check.
So 21.
Korv manages to tread water well enough as the waves crash overhead. Robair, roll an athletics check.
6.
Robair slips underneath the waves. Idunn, roll an athletics check.
14.
Idunn manages to keep her head above water, struggling as the waves cascade down and the lightning crashes overhead.
Hazel's going to move. I want to try to get Eden up on the boat, or at least to hold on.
You reach out
dinghy.
for Idunn, and
Hey,
as your
grab-
hand grasps her, she slides out of your grasp, the slickness of the seawater, as an unseen force tugs her underneath. Korv, roll an athletics check.
9.
You slip underneath the water.
Oh,
I put my hands like this, and I just let, I kind of just go with it.
Roll a Constitution saving throw.
20.
You feel a very large object swirl past you. Idunn, roll a Constitution saving throw.
I got an 8.
You are buffeted violently by a large object that rushes past you underneath the waters. You take 6 bludgeoning damage. The razor turtle with its broken shell breaches
It's been freed.
and once again lets out its aggressive roar.
Hazel moves towards the guy, and I try to get him onto the boat.
You grasp at his hand and he slides out of your grip and is towed underneath the water. You can't make out the face in the midst of the storm, lightning, and darkness. Top of the round, Korv. Roll an athletics check.
14.
You reappear above the water.
I attempt to swim to the surface.
Roll an athletics check.
16.
Robair surfaces.
Wow.
Idunn, roll an athletics check.
20.
Idunn resurfaces. The razor turtle swims towards Robair and attempts to bite him with its massive jaws. Critical fail on the razor turtle.
Hazel's going to shoot at it with a light crossbow. 18 to hit.
Your crossbow bolt is blown away by the gale force winds. Korv, you are going to roll an athletics check.
15.
Korv manages to tread water well enough to stay above the surface.
What I want to do is I want to try to grab onto the giant razorback turtle.
Yeah, roll grapple attack with disadvantage.
15.
17 is the check it made. Can't get a grip, slipping and sliding, and as he swims close to the turtle, he gets sucked underneath the undertow. Idunn, you're gonna stay above water. Roll an athletics check.
22.
Idunn manages to stay above water. The razor turtle is going to dive. Robair, make a con save.
21.
It passes by you. The current sweeps you aside, and the razor turtle disappears from sight.
Hazel's going to take some gold and drop it in the waters and pray to Procan for the safety of all of her friends.
Roll a religion check with disadvantage.
11.
How much gold do you drop?
100.
You drop 100 gold into the churning and frothing waters, uttering a prayer to Procure. Korv's up. If you're gonna stay above water, roll an athletics check.
13.
You manage to stay above water. Robair, you are under the waves.
Yeah, I'd like to swim down.
You swim down. Roll athletics check to see if you can fight the current.
12.
You are unable to fight the current, but the current is the undertow of the razor turtle, so you get pulled down. So you do go down, but it's a lot scarier because you're getting sucked down underneath
Of my own, not of my own.
instead of your own power. After Robair's Idunn, you're going to stay above water. Roll athletics.
18.
That didn't hurt us.
Idunn stays
technically.
above water. The razor turtle surfaces, bringing with it Idunn and crashing back down upon the surface of the water. Idunn, roll a con save.
17.
You take half of 10, which is 5 bludgeoning damage.
So I'm gonna cast Shatter. Shatter on the point of the turtle.
You cast Shatter, and once again, a lightning bolt crashes down from the sky, targeting the razor turtle, splintering off even more of its shell. It now turns to you and bellows, chop around core.
I'm not rolling damage or anything, or okay.
I'm going to dive down.
Athletics to swim down.
15.
Yeah, you can swim down.
Swimming down.
Swimming further down.
Oh, okay.
Athletics check.
8.
You are unable to fight the current. And once again, you get pulled back upwards in the path of the razor turtle as it breaches, tossed around like a pebble. Idunn,
We're in a
You're
baby's
underwater.
child's bathtub.
Can I put my cloak on underwater?
yes.
Okay, I'm gonna put my cloak on and put the hood up. I'll
And
go
half of
down.
that.
The core.
Roll an athletics check.
14.
You are able to fight the current and swim downwards. The turtle swims up to Hazel and attempts to bite her. It is a miss on the bite.
Yeah, it is. Hazel's gonna shocking grasp the guy. 21 to hit.
You
22.
slap your palm upon the turtle and
Hazel, boop.
the rivulets of electricity pass through it. A few more small splinters of its shell crack off. Korv, roll athletics.
11.
You do not surface.
So while I'm underwater, I know it's a bit chaotic down there. Can I see the man who we originally saw over here?
Roll perception.
14.
Yes, you do. You see a limp body floating, being carried on the current.
Can I try to go get it?
Roll athletics.
20.
Okay.
You swim over to the body and manage to grab onto it. That's Idunn. Turtle. It misses with its bite once again.
I'm gonna take a chance and lightning bolt right in its face.
Lightning bolt's a level 3 spell, yeah?
It is the last level 3 slot that I have.
As you go to cast Lightning Bolt, your wild magic surge triggers. And instead of Lightning Bolt welling up inside you, you feel that you can now cast the spell True Polymorph. You are casting it upon yourself.
I'm thinking giant shark. Just do
Right.
giant shark.
You turn into a giant shark, which is a huge creature with a bite attack. Korv,
Trying to get back up.
athletics check.
12.
You are unable to fight the current. You feel as though you might start suffocating soon.
I'm gonna try to swim to Korv.
Perception check.
16.
Yeah, you can see Korv and swim to Korv. Athletics check.
6.
You are unable to make it to Korv. Current is too strong.
I'm going to try to go up so he can breathe, if possible.
Roll athletics.
17.
You are able to surface. Turtle
Yay.
attacks. It hits you. 18 piercing damage.
Normal bite, +9. 12 to hit.
That'll hit.
28 bite damage.
Korv, athletics. 3.
3.
You begin to suffocate. You take 2 suffocation damage. Robair.
I'm gonna try to grab Korv and swim up.
You already saw Korv. You swam over to Korv. You didn't. You
I-
didn't fight the current. So swim
Yeah.
over to Korv
There's
now.
no current right now. Right?
Athletics.
This thing's right in me.
8.
Not able to fight the current.
Holding a man that I don't know who he is. Can I look at his face while I'm holding him and see if I know who he is?
You don't know who it is.
Okay.
It's a human.
And he's unconscious?
Yes.
Oh. I'm just going to try to stay with
Athletics
him.
check.
Okay. 22.
You stay above water. Turtle, 22 to hit.
Odd.
26 piercing damage.
He's gonna bite again. He's only got one thing on the mind when she a shark. 26 to hit.
That's a hit.
A 17 bite.
Are you trying to kill?
I want to break through the head of this thing. Yeah.
You chomp the turtle, and you feel its body go limp and lifeless.
Can I swim down and try to get near my friends?
Yes, you can. Robair is closest to the surface.
Oh, yeah, if I didn't.
Robair, you see a giant flipping shark coming at you!
But it has a smile like Hazel and the glint in
Aw.
her eyes.
Blue hair.
And the
Korv
crystal
is
hair.
up.
I'm trying to live.
Athletics check.
You
15.
come out of it.
15, you surface. You see the dead body of a razor turtle beginning to sink under the water.
I'd like to deep blue sea it. I want to do a Thomas Jane maneuver whereupon the shark comes at me and I get the tip of its nose and I grab onto its fin.
Roll
his name?
and acrobatics.
12.
You execute your maneuver.
I give a little wink.
Idunn,
When
I'm
a
still
shark's
gonna
eyes
stay
roll
on the
back from
surface
its head,
and try
it's
to
like
hold this
eating.
guy up.
roll an athletics check.
So
26.
You
weird
remain on the
butt
surface.
chin Man. Descend upon
Hazel
Earth.
surfaces directly as
They kinda
soon
look the
as
same.
Robair grabs onto her. I go up like a submarine.
With the turtle defeated and everybody on the surface, the sun comes out. The sky clears and the sun comes out. The
Sad
storm
Hazel.
abates. The body of the razor turtle gently sinks beneath the waves. You see the body that Idunn grasped is the body of a man. Looks to be a fisherman.
Man.
Tanned by the sun, unconscious.
Is Hazel still a shark?
Yes.
I have a man for you.
I want to shake off Robair and then go down a little bit and do a deep dive and a flip in the air.
In the distance, you
That is
see
awesome.
the shoreline.
It is
beautiful.
The way the shore, like.
You
stops.
swim to the shore.
Can I end polymorph at a time?
You can break concentration to end polymorph.
I break concentration.
Hazel reverts back into Hazel form and sees that the body of the man is indeed Broderick.
Her father.
Is your papa?
Hazel knows this is an illusion, but Hazel still walks over to him.
He
Is he
begins to
alive?
cough and sputter.
I kneel down next to him and try to help him.
He opens his eyes and looks around. Says, "Wow, that was a heck of a storm, wasn't it?
Indeed it was.
Oh, well then, I suppose you're all going to be hungry after that endeavor.
Oh.
Oh, very well then. Off we go."
See, I'm going to say Hazel lets out a chuckle and says, I know this whole place is an illusion, but sure is nice to see you. And then follows him.
Do I know you? And he
give me
walks
the-
over
No.
to a hut that is on the beach.
Give me the word, Hazel.
He says, "Come on then, go on in."
Let's follow
And he
him.
opens the door, and you see the corridors of the dungeon beyond.
Oh, I thought he was going to feed us.
I go towards the door, but on the way before going through the threshold, I give him a hug.
Thank you.
And Hazel wipes away a tear and then goes to the door.
You once again find yourself in the dungeon of 100 tortures.
Sounds
Once
like
again, after a bit of marching, come to a rather ornate, wooden, nice, polished mahogany door.
Rich.
Set of double doors. Idunn opens the door.
I go in behind Eden.
You see a glamorous church, which has been decorated in all manner of white wedding adornments. Eden's father turns and steps towards Idunn.
Oh,
He interlocks his right arm with your left.
Oh my.
It is a great day for the clan, and begins to lead you down the aisle
Oh no.
towards an altar where there stands a priest. As you begin walking down the aisle, the organ begins to play the song that I have not queued up, but it begins to play. Here comes the bride.
What
that's
does
okay.
Eden look like? Is Eden wearing a dress?
As Idunn crosses the threshold, you all see that she becomes adorned with a pure snow white wedding dress.
Hazel wants to walk in and be the one that carries the train behind her.
As Hazel crosses the threshold, Hazel is in an adorable flower girl dress.
I'm walking in.
I brought more clothes.
Robair walks
Robair is in a tasteful yet a formal yet very masculine and somewhat intimidating tuxedo that makes him look
Pop my arms out of the arm.
very chic.
What is Korv
Korv,
wearing?
come try this. Come on.
I'm flying in. Take your
Korv is garbed in a formal ceremonial garb of the Aarakocra race, which is very flowing, freeform robes that still allow you to fly.
dump.
White
Oh.
and splashes of color here and there, which accentuate the streaks of color on the back of your head.
As much as Hazel
You begin
loves-
walking down the aisle, and you hear your father. "I'm glad for once in your life you did not disappoint me.
I'm trying to disappoint you.
This wedding will greatly benefit the Gildengard clan. It will ensure our strength for ages to come." At the end of the aisle, you see your husband-to-be cloaked in a robe that is very large and covering his face. His frame appears massive. You can detect bulging muscles underneath. His posture is immaculate. He towers at least a head above the other Goliaths present. "Your husband will bring glory to us all."
Who is it? Papa, tell me, who is it?
"What are you talking about?
I don't know.
It's Wizard Magic Face, of course."
I'm so conflicted right now.
Congratulations. Yes. I guess this is a challenge of some sort.
It's an inner turmoil challenge.
Yeah, sit next to that guy.
Hazel grabs the front row seat.
You stand at the altar. A priest begins to start the ceremony. We are gathered here today to celebrate this so blessed union of one Idunn Gilden God
Wow.
and the wizard Magic Face.
Wow.
Truly a blessed union.
Give me
I
the word,
shall
Eden.
now read off the wedding vows. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah.
I like it.
This marriage was agreed to by the Gilden God clan chief.
Not me.
A true boon that will secure the clan standing in Firas for ages to come. And Idunn shall be afforded a complete life of luxury as she dedicates her entire life to bearing and raising the exalted offspring of Wizard Magic Face. Wizard Magic Face, do you take Idunn to be your wife?
Oh, here we go.
A deep and rumbling, powerful voice that sends a chill up your spine in a good way says, I do.
Say I do.
And he removes his robe.
Oh,
The robe
Got it, no.
falls away,
Uh,
revealing a very frail-looking man floating in the air, bespectacled and acne-ridden with a
Floating?
bad comb-over.
he's floating.
Yes.
does he look rich?
I'm not having your children.
He makes a grotesque kissy face at Idunn.
I am hitting him with my fist in his face.
Wizard Magic Face flies backward, and your father shouts out, Idunn! What are you doing? You have brought ruin upon our clan!
I can't do it.
Roll for initiative.
4.
19.
22.
7.
All right.
Top of the round.
I'm going to fly up in the air. Yeah. Vicious mockery. There's two. I don't need to even say anything to you.
You got pimples.
It's a wisdom saving throw.
6.
Eat my 6 damage.
I rip off the wedding dress. Throw it
You
down.
have long john undergarments underneath.
Can you just flex?
I want to pick up magic face like this.
Roll a grapple strength attack.
18.
You grapple him and pick him up.
I don't want to marry you. Just tell me how to nut the corpses.
After Idunn. Wedding party. We've got Mom and Dad, Magic Face.
Mom with a club.
Mom and Dad, Magic Face, the priest.
That's right.
Mom and Dad pull out great axes from an unseen location and they begin to strike at Idunn. Mom, 13 to attack.
I have 13 armor class.
That's a hit. 4 slashing damage. Dad, 16 to hit. 7 slashing damage. The priest is going to cast a bless spell on the other 3 wedding party members. And Magic Face. He's just going to try and escape your grapple. It's a 13.
18.
He attempts to escape your grasp, and in doing so, he cranes his neck forward and gives you a kiss. A slobbery, inexperienced kiss.
Oh, you.
I'd like to try to flip over the pew in front of me. Guys, and
Roll an athletics check.
11.
Not enough. Not with 2 people sitting on it.
Hey, party's over, guys. Go home.
I have 1 sorcery point left. I'm gonna cast Shatter dead center on Idunn, but
Yeah.
with careful so that she could survive the
Do it.
or she has to survive the saving throw.
Magic Face rolled a natural 20. Mom rolled a 7. Dad rolled an 11. Priest rolled a 2.
So 10 total thunder damage.
Top of the round.
Roll a wisdom save.
16.
Your vision clouds for a moment, and you rub your eyes, and you see an empty stone room with the 4 of you standing inside of it. You see Idunn grabbing and shaking Hazel. You see Robair in the back, who appears to be flailing his arms wildly.
We're
you
playing
see
VR.
pale, bulbous, quivering maggots writhing on the backs of these guys' heads.
Can I swoop down to Robair and try to knock these grubs off his head? I can take my talons and try to pluck it off.
Robair
Die.
takes 8 psychic damage.
Oh.
As you grasp at the mind maggot, you feel it burrow deeper.
Oh!
Roll a wisdom save, Idunn.
Got 7.
No change. Mom, Dad, Magic Face, Priest are all surrounding you.
And I'm still holding magic.
Still
face.
holding Magic Face.
I'm gonna rage and I'm gonna throw magic face at my dad.
Roll a dex-based attack.
16?
16 will hit. You throw magic face into your father. They both take 2 bludgeoning damage.
Sorry, Hazel.
You get extra damage for your rage, so 4 bludgeoning damage. Magic face is going to cast Burning Hands. Roll a dex save.
Eden?
Yes.
18.
Half of 9, so total 4 fire damage. Mom and Dad are also enveloped in the cone. Dad fails. Mom saves.
Like your son-in-law now?
Mom and Dad with great axes. It's going to be a hit. 3 slashing damage. Dad, it's a miss. And the priest is going to cure wounds on Dad. Robair, roll a wisdom save.
8.
You, no change.
I'm gonna loose an arrow with a hunter's mark upon the wizard. I'm sorry, the priest. 17 to hit. 10 piercing. My second attack, 16 to hit.
Also a hit.
14 piercing.
He falls down. Hazel, roll wisdom save.
7.
No change.
Hazel's going to catapult a piece of wood from her thing into Daddy-O. No, little man. A dexterity saving throw.
9.
9 bludgeoning.
Falls to the ground.
I failed to mention to everyone there's something stuck to the back of your head.
Korv has disappeared from your perceptions.
I'd like to cast Vicious Mockery on the creature. It's a wisdom saving throw.
12.
Fail. 6 damage.
Going after Papa. 22 to hit.
That'll hit.
3 radiant damage. 13 slashing damage. And again, and I'm gonna say, you can't tell me what to do anymore. 19 to hit.
That will hit.
11 slashing.
Triggered.
Dad falls down. Mom is going to take a swing at Hazel. Miss from Mom. Robair, roll a wisdom save with advantage.
13.
The illusion is broken for Robair.
Does that mean that I have the bug on my head?
You feel something reeling on the back of your head.
Fuck it up.
I pull out a dagger and I attempt to kind of...
As you reach behind your head with a dagger, you feel something
no.
flake off.
Whoa.
I turn to look.
You see white flakes of something drifting off into the wind. Korv was able to see that as Robair woke up from the illusion. The maggot dried and shriveled up.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
And
so
as he, like-
yours too? Yours is all gone?
You know what is happening?
Like when you
Robair.
find a dead bug after 3 weeks, and you just like, it flakes apart.
I check Korv's.
Tell me how much Birdo! Tell me how much Birdo! God!
You see some sort of white mass on the back of Korv's head.
I attempt to carefully remove the
It
thing.
flakes off
Oh, okay.
and disintegrates.
Is it possible to do Hunter's Sense on the other one?
It's an aberration. It is vulnerable to psychic damage, resistant to pretty much everything else. Eden is like swinging wildly, and Hazel's across the room. Looks like she got thrown into a wall. Hazel, roll a wisdom save.
Whip, 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 whop. That is a 9.
Yeah, no change.
Hazel's going to shoot a catapulted piece of wood. Yeah, the mom's the only one left, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Mom. So make a dexterity saving throw.
12.
And that is 16 bludgeoning damage.
Mom falls down.
Vicious Mockery at poor Hazel's back of her head.
Huh?
At the
What?
creature.
Failed its saving throw.
5 damage. Psychic damage.
Eden, roll a wisdom saving throw.
5. I have not.
No change.
Yeah, 'cause
The
I'm ready.
congregation of the church begins to throw various items, such as flowers and shoes and
Flowers
wedding
and
gifts. 11 to hit Eden.
shoes. Oh, that doesn't hit.
I'm gonna walk up to Eden and cast Protection from Good and Evil. Aberrations will have disadvantage on attack rolls against the target. The target can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by them. If the target is already charmed, frightened, or possessed by such a creature, the target has advantage on any new saving throw against the relevant effect.
Yeah. Protection from good and evil. Plonk. Hazel, roll wisdom save with advantage.
Natural 20.
Hazel breaks the illusion. The back of your head kind of hurts.
I reach up,
Pointy.
Aberrations!
You feel something flake off.
and then I want to look at Eden.
You see Eden in a rage with some sort of squirming larva attached to the back of her head.
And I Ray of Frost the larva. 24.
That's chilly. Ugh.
Eden takes 7 psychic damage as the maggot burrows deeper.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
All right. So, hey, by the way, it's psychic damage. I'm going to go ahead and cast
you can do
Vicious
that.
Mockery on the back of Eden's head. Wisdom saving throw.
16 to save. Roll wisdom with advantage.
10.
Oh, God.
No change for Eden.
I want to try to grapple my dad. 16.
You do not grapple your father. They all hit you with their various things. 14 weapon damage of various types. So half of that for your thing is 7. And then you take 4 fire damage from a wizard's bolt.
Whatever.
Walk right up to Eden in a rage and
Not a
just
good idea.
shout her name.
Hit me in the face.
Wake up!
She does not react to your shouts.
Knock her out.
After Robair.
Hazel.
Hazel.
Hazel is gonna join in with Robair.
Shake her!
And she's gonna go up. Eden, come back to us. It's in your
After
mind.
Hazel.
Vicious mockery!
12.
It doesn't, it's a fail. 4! Idunn!
Roll a wisdom save with advantage.
Oh.
14.
You break the illusion.
Says Hazel.
My dad. I wanted to tie him into a knot.
Where's my dress?
You successfully resolve combat.
Mole, mole.
Eden does not get married. As Eden snaps out of the illusion and dusts off the mind maggot from the back of her head,
I dust
you
it.
all turn and notice a door that you just hadn't really perceived earlier that leads to the exit of the room.
Well, yeah, because we thought we were in a chapel.
What are you gonna do, buddy?
All right, do we go through the doors? Let's
Yes.
get out of here.
Let's go.
And then it fades to black and says next season.
I start to cry.
Pretty much.
Friend Mary.
There is definitely more in store within the Maze of 100 Torments. So this was the season finale for Season 1. However, Dynamite D&D will continue through the regular year. We're going to switch to a monthly format. We are going to continue Dynamite D&D, but the official season, quote-unquote, official season will be during the summer. That's when the heavy portion of the gaming will happen, hopefully weekly. But Dynamite D&D will still exist throughout the regular school year. We'll still be putting out little tidbits of content here and there. I've definitely got campaign notes to send out. Sam still has a couple of YouTube thumbnails. I haven't posted the YouTube thumbnails on the Patreon yet. And I'm also going to do some end-of-the-season interviews with each one of the characters on our own time, so look for those to be released over the coming months to feel out how the players felt and how they think their characters felt, what they hope for the future, what they can criticize about the game.
Oh.
Notes for Steve that I can learn and grow from since I've been giving them notes this whole time.
There's
Something,
also
who knows?
possible random Divinity Original Sin streams, and
Yeah, we'll do some of those.
me, Curley, and Steve, and Paige, we all stream video games, so follow
Let's-
all of us anyways.
All right, so what awaits the heroes further on in the Maze of 100 Torments?
Torment.
Will they find Rada the Unbending? Will they be able to figure out what is up with the gem that was in Petunia's chest? Will they once again confront Herod and stop his dastardly plan? Find out in the coming months. I'll post on the Twitter and the Instagram when we decide to have monthly games. So keep an eye out. Also follow on the Discord. Follow all the links below. We have Twitter, Instagram, Patreon, Discord. All right, everybody. It's been a heck of a summer. Woo! Thanks for joining us once
Thank
again.
you.
Anybody and everybody who's supported the channel in any way, shape, or form, even just by being here. It's all thanks to you.
Love you guys. So much fun.
Thank you so much.
And we're going to roll the final outro of Season 1. Have a great night, everybody. Peace.